If you are unaware of the controversy surrounding Logan Paul and CoffeeZilla, well, God bless you. But if not, and you're like me, then, well, there's things that have happened. And it just keeps getting worse for poor old Logan Paul. Those Paul brothers just can't catch a break, can they? Let's just hope he won't apologize and then everyone will forget and then pretend like he's getting better, like last time. So yes, the true Maverick Low Gangster finally figured out how to apologize properly.
You are dead meat! I want to apologize.
If you don't know what happened, well, he hatched a plan to build this NFT game and he hired a bunch of criminals, which is hilarious.
CryptoZoo.co. I am so excited about this project. It's so fun. It's a really fun game that makes you money.
Made a game/crypto thing that just didn't even work, and then a bunch of people were scammed out of their money. People that Logan Paul hired for the team directly scammed those people. It was just a huge dookie ball stain, basically.
I lost $25,000.
$120,000.
$500,000 Australian, which is $500,000 in CryptoZoo.
You can watch CoffeeZilla's 3-part series completely and utterly destroying Logan if you'd like. So dumb. You can buy and hatch the eggs, and it's so stupid. You could make it in 15 seconds. There was even a guy who remade it for free.
For the last 6 months, I've been working on my own NFT project. We have a massive team behind it and are probably out of pocket like $1 million.
A few hours later, I had a working game.
CoffeeZilla made his 3-part series to expose the blunders to all of us, and he absolutely body slammed the Low Gangster with his investigative journalism. He covered the shady staff that were hired to develop the coin, the manipulation of funds that resulted in some serious capital gains.
Held it hostage for $1 million.
He literally never gave me anything at all, ever. And he promised me, 5% tokens and $1 million. He literally never paid.
I love a good crypto scam. By the way, guys, just in all transparency, if I started a crypto right now, an NFT game, could I scam you all? Like, I need money bad. And after all of Coffee's stuff, Logan kind of built up this cringe response thing where he was sitting there looking like him with a green screen behind him. $10 million studio. Yeah, dude, it's a green screen. Everyone knows that it's not real, except for you, bro. And he just brushed everything off. And then came his initial response, which was terrible.
You have successfully used my name for views and money. While your work used to be impartial, your addiction to clicks has clouded your judgment and you've made very real errors with very real repercussions.
Logan was not happy at all when Coffee's trilogy came out. Coffee leaked a phone call between him and Logan's manager, Jeff.
So why have you allowed the illegal recording of Jeff's phone call without his permission? And then more like an internet criminal, post it online.
And it was interesting. It was like, this is wild.
They said that was illegal or whatever, but Texas is a single party consent, baby. God bless Texas. Logan threatened a bunch of lawsuits and stuff and doubled down. He filmed his initial response where he was saying a bunch of nonsense. By the way, never apologized for anything. And then he did a podcast that he recorded before the release of the first response where he kind of doubled down again, and it was just so cringe. There's so many stupid cringe moments.
I never acted with malintention. I mean, again, like what was the intent to make money? I mean, I guess maybe eventually, like if you're running a business, I'd assume any intent is to make money off of it. But like
after I recorded my first video, Logan uploaded the episode of Impulsive when he doubled down, kind of. I posted it like right before. We added some context to it to kind of refer to it because it was important. In the episode of Impulsive, he really addressed Coffee's trilogy. It was super interesting.
So again, this YouTuber named CoffeeZilla released a 3-part series. He spent a year making it, and I'll be honest, it was very good.
And alas, the result was terrible. Everyone hated Logan for like another couple weeks. It was really, and still, man, people still fucking hate him. And his most recent apology is terrible. You guys are probably really excited to see it. It's hard to find. He didn't really do that good of a job putting it out there. And I do have to say, in the episode of Impulsive, George, who I don't necessarily exactly like or think is funny at all. To George's credit though, he does his best kind of asking some hard questions and asking questions from the perspective of people who have been scammed.
If someone scams a person or an organization, they deceive them in order to get something valuable for them, especially money. That is the definition of scam.
It's pretty cool. It's not bad. It's not as bad as Logan. George definitely kind of came away here with the dub. Still a weak dub, but Logan still came out looking like the victim or feeling like he's the victim in all of this. His weird response thing. And it's not even an apology. It's like a weird response. It's terrible. He feels like he was hurt the most, and it's Really, 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 really embarrassing.
And there's a reason. There's a reason he won't come on this show. And he knows it's because he can't lie to me with his chest out while sitting in front of me.
The main problem for me is his level of confidence and hubris, that he was completely in the right and he had no idea what was going on here, and Coffee was just totally wrong. And he's doubling down with lawsuits and just being an overall massive douchebag. It wasn't Logan's fault. It was the bad actors surrounding him, which he hired. All in all, the response just was not good. And pretty much everybody knew that. There was even more backlash after this, even more backlash than the initial scamming. It's how can you even get worse than that? You have to fumble pretty hard. And Logan's been kind of manically tweeting on Twitter, which is where you tweet, and it's been hilarious in my opinion. Hey man, the Matrix is gonna come for you, dude. If you're a f***ing idiot, the Matrix is real, bro. The Matrix is real. Hopefully it was an ironic tweet, but I have no idea. And then he also tied it back into him making fun of George's religion. Like his next arc is to become some kind of born again Christian. Dude's an idiot. He just disrespects people and then scams them and then just gets away scot-free somehow and still is a millionaire. The people's response after Logan's initial reactions were definitely what set things on a different course, a course that corrected all of the wrongs, or hopefully will eventually. I'm telling you, people ate this shit up like a damn poop feast. People didn't like that Logan was calling Coffee the manipulator, the villain of the story.
He's the most formidable opponent I've had. I'm not kidding. The guy's good. He's
very smart.
He's very smart. He manipulates and twists the truth just the way he wants to get his people to believe a certain thing. He's good.
You can't defend yourself, so you just go into attack mode. It's what everyone was saying. It's what he did.
It's like a little gnat. It's like a little annoying gnat, and it bothers me. He won. He got to.
But what else would you expect from a WWE fighter? Or boxer, wrestler, they're called wrestlers, a boxer with head damage. It makes sense. The dude is a total tchotchke, as he self-proclaimed when he was in Japan all those years ago, saying he was a tchotchke. And I do think people should be forgiven for their sins, especially those sins. Like the first Forrest thing, I could write that one off. That's just him being an absolute blundering idiot. This is him being an absolute blundering idiot and then seeing how much of a blundering idiot he is by an investigative journalist and then doubling down on his idiocy.
I can handle things, I'm smart! Not like everybody says!
And pretending as if he doesn't see anything wrong, or just maybe he is that much of truly of an idiot. And then the whole time is playing like this moral, woke, high ground guy on his podcast that's for the people, man. It makes no sense. It's so stupid. Anyway, the internet loved his responses, loved everything that he said, because as a response to every single thing of his response, people were piecing him apart in just the comment section. It's so hard to get destroyed by a comment section, genuinely. The comment section is usually trash on every single social media platform. Usually. Not always, there's value in every single one, but generally they suck. Not in Logan Paul's case. Those comments alone are enough evidence, in my opinion, to make someone seem guilty. Logan made another response, but this one only on Discord, where he basically just apologized and then said that he called Coffee and apologized, which is pretty cool, and he says that he's gonna make things right, which is also pretty cool, but let's see how far that actually goes. I'm kind of interested to see there. And at this point, he was also going to make yet another response, this time an apology and a plan to enact to get people their money back, basically, to really right his wrongs that he's done here, to unscam the scammed. Is that even possible? It's never been done. And this is all fairly recent too, by the way. This is just a couple days ago. His main response now, his main apology. I kind of wanted to let the dust settle a little bit before I covered it, because Coffee now has finally made his response to Logan's final response, and it's incredible, dude. It's absolutely incredible. And mind you, all of this responding after Coffee's 3-part series was done by Logan. He made a response and then made a response to his response, not because of Coffee's response, but because of how bad his initial responses were. And he's saying he's gonna sue him. It's so stupid, dude. He really made his bed and then had to lay in it. What is that saying where you shit in the bed and you have to lay in it or something? No! It was a poop feast 69, okay? A poop feast 69, he had to lay in his bed, he was eating poop. I saw it, I was there. Coffee didn't even have to say anything, that's the point. All right, to completely and utterly annihilate him, which is hilarious. But finally, Coffee did respond. One thing I do want to make clear is during all of this, people were, as they do, going back through the past and kind of finding stuff to make the dog pile worse. The Matrix, if you will. The blue pills. Here they come. People were really adding insult to injury, and you may have seen this tweet of the little piggy thing. I mentioned it in a video on my second channel. Basically, Logan Paul's pig Pearl was rescued by the Gentle Barn. It was found on like the side of the road next to another pig or in a field or something like that, and it had ripped ears and life-threatening infections. It was terrible. And the internet obviously came to crucify him, rightfully so, it seems. But Logan responded to that and said, Pearl was rehomed to an amazing ranch that I visited in Santa Clarita when I moved to Puerto Rico. I was unable to breed an island. She lived there happily for 10 months before the owner sold the ranch. She was realmed without my knowledge of the farmer across the street. That's unfortunate. Stuff like that does absolutely happen. So let's not, exonerate him completely. But at the same time, being incredibly irresponsible with the life of a living creature, I think is worse than just scamming people with crypto. I don't know, that's just kind of my opinion. That really made me hate him when I saw that, but that's not true. So I apologize for ever kind of doubling down on that, whatever. Wouldn't have been surprised though, to be honest, which is sad because that's how bad Logan is at PR at this point. It's like sociopathic behavior, which we see all the time in scamming and crypto. That's like psychopathic behavior. That's not good at all. Pearl's doing fine now though, and Logan Paul reached out to them, thanked them privately and publicly. It's cool. It's cool. That's totally chill. He was even interviewed by TMZ to clarify.
That ranch owner moved to Nevada and could not take Pearl with her. So that homeowner or ranch owner gave Pearl to the farmer across the street.
The matrix as well. Pearl, you never become a target. That happened right after the whole Pearl thing, because it's just everyone was dogpiling. Poor guy. I feel so bad for him. Just kidding. Now on to Logan's new response, was just a couple days ago. Really, really, really good stuff, man. Really, really, really good stuff. Not only is it good stuff, but it was also filmed on an iPhone in vertical and uploaded to his third channel, not his main channel. He obviously cares a lot about setting the record straight. It's called Thank You Coffeezilla. Out of all of Mr. Paul's responses, this is definitely the most likely that would constitute an actual apology.
Coffeezilla is not a criminal.
It's all right. It's a touching, heartfelt video talking about his shortcomings as a business owner.
To say I am disappointed in how this was handled internally is an understatement.
An apology to Coffeezilla.
And lastly, thank you, Coffeezilla.
Deserved, all right, after all the legal threats of lawsuits and doubling down over and over and over and over and over again, and just the general douchiness. And like I said, it's on his second channel, so you might not have seen it yet. It only has 200,000 views. That's not that impressive for something that is, so pertinent. It's been top of the news for a long time now. Why would he upload it to his second channel? It makes no sense. It also looks like a YouTube short. Bullshit. It really emphasizes his level of attentiveness and care that he applies to actually apologizing and taking responsibility for the actions that he's done. After watching the video, my genuine opinion is that it seems very insincere. The whole thing is super matter of fact. He just stepped outside, recorded on his phone. And it was multiple days between all the stuff happening and this being posted. He also posted to his second channel, like I said. That's crazy, dude. What are you doing? Like, what, just do that first. Do that first. Instead of having to say the dumbest possible thing to get crucified, why not just do that first? Just apologize first, man. I used to like you, Logan. I used to like you. Pre-crypto, I liked you a lot. But now, I like you less. I didn't know you, to be fair. You liked one of my tweets once. I thought that was kind of cool. This is just embarrassing, truly. It feels corporate, feels fake, feels forced, feels like it will be universally disliked, just like his first response. I will say, though, the plan that he lays out in the response is pretty decent. Hopefully, he can actually do it. The plan is basically that him and his manager are going to destroy their current holdings of Zoo Coin.
Step 1, Jeff and I are going to burn our Zoo tokens so we have no financial upside in the game, and it will add value to holder tokens.
So they have no more to gain from the game, which is just like a way to double down and basically extend what he said he was going to do first and say, I'm not making any money. So it's kind of harder to be involved when you're not making any money. You can still scam people and be poor. He's going to start a rewards program for people who are dissatisfied with the game, which is kind of cool.
Step 2, we want to offer a rewards program for players who are disappointed in the status of the game.
And he's going to contribute a large sum of money to aid in paying off users who were still holding ZooCoin and lost all their money in it, basically.
I am personally committing 1,000 ETH to this, which is about $1.3 million.
That's dope, okay, but there's also, 6.4 million other dollars that are misplaced, but whatever. And the final step, which is ironic because in his original responses, he said Crypto Zoo is going to come in 2023. He also said here that he's going to finish the game and release a complete product.
And then step 3, obviously finish and deliver the game as outlined in the white paper by completing the egg bridge from ETH to BSC for base animals and base eggs, completing the marketplace, and obviously completing the releasing your animals into the wild to accrue your yield function.
Which I really hope that doesn't happen, because that's just going to be another can of worms, brother. Don't do that. Just burn it. Burn it, all right? Take those monstrous creations and just burn them. Who cares? Do something else. Sell more sugar water to babies. And alas, today, Coffee dropped his final response video to Logan, which hopefully this is the end of this whole thing. I'm getting so tired of it. It was very entertaining at first, but God, I just want to see it all burn now, man. I'm just like, I'm getting bad. I'm turning into a bad guy. All right, guys, I'll be honest with you. Anyways, Coffee dropped another response 6 hours ago at the time of recording this, of course.
In this video, I'm gonna do my best to give Logan credit where credit is absolutely due, while also sharing moments where I think this apology fell flat.
Coffee goes into depth how Logan directly apologized to him.
Logan apologizes to me.
And says he's not a criminal.
Coffeezilla is not a criminal.
Yay! Woo! Not a criminal. That's good. That's the bare minimum. He also basically admits that Coffee is not a villain and not a bad guy, and yet again, not a criminal, which is obvious. The guy who's raising awareness for the crypto scam usually isn't the villain of a story, to be honest, generally speaking. Logan also told him that he was going to refund those who are current egg holders, which is kind of cool.
This refund only applies to current egg holders.
I guess that's a thing still. But also on the other side of that same coin, most of the people who are current egg holders are no longer current egg holders because they thought the project was dead and abandoned and they lost all their money, and they will not be getting a refund for their money. Only current egg holders.
What will happen to the people who sold everything at a loss when the project appeared to be, quote, abandoned? Will everyone who minted be able to get that refund, or just the current owners? Now, in reply to this, someone in the Discord said, if you sell, you lose common investing knowledge.
So if you lost, if you sold, it's over for you, buddy. If you liquidated your crypto zoo funds, you're fucked, bucko. It's kind of scummy. Logan apologized, whatever, but a majority of the people that initially pledged are getting shafted still. $7.7 million, I think it's extremely messed up. And 1.3 is cool, that's a lot of money, but dude, you're so rich, bro. Like, you are so rich. Take the L, help these people out. Fire your manager, fire your whole team. House cleaning, they're terrible people. They suck, you suck. You don't have to suck as much as they suck. Yet again, we'll see if the plan actually comes to fruition, because if you make all these claims and fail to do that, you're yet again doubling down on your already doubled down nonsense, which is not gonna end up very well. And honestly, you'll probably end up in some pretty serious legal trouble, Logan, which is sad, but there's countless lawyers frothing at their mouths to get their hands on the Logan Paul case, and this is gonna be an exciting couple months, to say the least. In fact, there's a dude on YouTube, an attorney called Attorney Tom, who is starting the legal process of going after Logan, which is interesting because Logan is in shambles, basically. His image is destroyed. Crypto Zoo is completely annihilated. I'm just hoping this goes the route of the mesothelioma great TV ad spend thing.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Did you buy a Crypto Zoo egg? Well, then you might be able to get a part of this class action lawsuit against Logan Paul, but like 40 years from now when we're all old and dead. It's just an obvious damage control move to me. It doesn't seem like a real apology. The whole thing seems incredibly insincere. Coffee is an absolute badass, and this whole fucking thing has been very entertaining to me, guys. I love it.